Hello, Portland here from Portland Metro Records, and today my guest is
the Cliffhangers Band-PDX.
Cliffhangers, awesome. If you don't mind, could you introduce yourself and what instrument you play? I know what instrument you play.
I'm Mary Bengal, and I sing lead vocals, if I'm allowed, and I play saxophone.
Jay Bengal, I play drums and vocals.
Ruben Monreal, guitar player, no vocals.
Dave is on bass and vocals.
Nice, nice. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out. You are actually old friends of mine. We've done a show, 1823 in Hillsboro, and a couple things that I will let you know what I saw. One, you have great mic control. And that is really, really tough to teach, and that's tough to expect. But as a sound engineer, when you pull away the mic when it's allowed, it makes, one, as a sound engineer, it makes it easy, but as a fan, it makes it sound great. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
And another thing I will let you know, that show that we did at 1823, one of our regulars, he will give me feedback whether I ask him or not. And one of the feedback he gave me was, you gotta book him again. And whenever someone in the audience says you gotta book him again, that is the ultimate compliment. So
I'm guessing it was the guy that came running back inside when we played Jump by Van Halen. And he just started jumping all over the place.
it might have been him. I don't know if it was, but true big fan, and gosh, some of the feedback he'll give me is like, it's not valuable. We'll have a hip hop show, there'll be 200 people there, and he'll say, I don't like hip hop. It's not valuable, but at the same time, I love feedback. Continue to give me feedback. Thank you, you're awesome. I'm not going to say your name.
Because then he'd have to pay you.
But it was awesome. That show was great. A couple of things. You are a cover band.
We are.
And the other part I really, really like is the songs that you chose. I was like, I haven't heard that in years. I really, really love your song selection. When you choose a song, is it something that is asked of the audience, or is it something that I really, really want to learn that song?
Probably both. I mean, everybody brings songs that they think might go over well, or they might want to sing, or somebody else in the band can sing this. Then we always talk about it, and it's usually a collective decision. But
Nice.
we definitely have the audience in mind first.
Sure.
Yeah. We tend to go for a target market, right?
Okay.
And I'm not going to say it's this age range to that age range, but from the various shows we've played, not only in clubs but even like fundraisers and a few of the other outdoor gigs we've done, where you have a much broader range of ages. You can always see that it hits some people.
Nice.
Right, and it's it could be their college days, it could be it was just on the radio last week, kind of thing. But that's what we're kind of aiming for, is to grab that attention and put a big smile on their face.
Well, that works. That did it.
Yeah, it's interesting because we did the gig at Oak Knoll Winery this summer, and we had the sound guy that did our sound for us from the Bay Area, and he does a lot of big bands in the Bay Area, and he came up to do a couple of shows with us. And a song that David brought in by Head East, Never Been Any Reason, Michael commented that he's never heard anybody do that song before, and he was just amazed that we did it with no backing tracks and no click tracks.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying, is the songs, like you said, I love, there's a song, I love this song, and I don't hear anybody else doing it. So there's a value in all that, but there's, like Mary said, there's a balance of understanding of maybe you do a song that you like and you watch the audience reaction. And if it's great, and that varies from club to club and day to day too, so it's hard to make it the barometer.
There's lots of songs that I would love to play, but no one can dance to. I mean, really, seriously. I grew up on Steppenwolf and Doors and Donovan, years ago, because I had like 6 older brothers. We were in Corvettes and C-28s when I was 10 years old, listening to old stuff. So, we kind of changed our strategy on getting more dance students. But people want to dance when they come see us.
Absolutely. So keep that one in the bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Excuse me.
And one thing that I think really emphasized you is your tagline, and I'm going to say it is high energy or something like that, because that's the one thing that I know when we did that show was everybody was out of their seat dancing, and that was, it's a feel good night. It is. Even behind the board, I do fog and lights and everything, and it makes 3 hours feel like half an hour. So
Exactly. One thing I want to add to that is that feel good atmosphere is definitely, at least me personally, is what I go for. And I know a lot of the band does the same. We did a show, it was a fundraiser this past summer, and they're already out there all day. It's kiteboarding. So these people are, it's physical, it's intensive, right? And then we go on, at the dinner time frame, right? When they're starting to pack everything down, and when they keep partying until 10 o'clock, when you have to turn off the lights, right?
Encore 4, Encore 5,
yes,
Encore 6.
But it's because we're playing those songs that, like you mentioned, it's that high energy, and it's something that they love to hear, and again, anything from 5-year-olds to, we had what I'll refer to as a grandma who was in her mid-80s.
Like you.
And
but you stuck up on it.
she exactly. And all of us have tried to go wireless, except for our drummer who has to stay
Well, he
anchored.
tries.
Right, he tries. But we make our way out there to interact, and yes, it's fun to all of a sudden you're dancing next to someone and they're like, oh,
You're playing
yeah,
guitar.
it's awesome.
But, and as a musician too, on stage, playing those songs that are fun, and you're having a blast, the whole night, and the night you might play 3 hours or 4 hours sometimes. Yeah, and it's done. It's over before you know it, and you don't want to stop. You want to keep going. So you feed off each other, right? We're up there having a blast. They see us having a blast. They're having a blast, and it's this snowball effect. And that's it. That's what you're there for, right?
absolutely. When you were saying that, the one thing I was thinking about is when you're doing something that you love, you never work a day in your life. And I remember a bunch of shows where security's telling me to turn off the sound. I'm like,
there you go.
Well, how much can we push it? Like, can I say, like, can everybody cash out and we'll still keep going? And it's those nights that you just go home and it's hard to go sleep. It's you're still amped up, and I love this stuff. So
It takes me an hour or two when I'm going home.
Yes.
It's like 1 or 2 in the morning before I go to bed.
Yeah.
You're all jazzed up.
And it's because it's a great night, right? That's a great example where, you get home, if you live 5 minutes away, you live an hour away, and you're still up for another solid hour. It's because it's a natural high, not to get into too many references, but a natural high that you just have to come down, go with a big smile the whole time.
yeah. According to my wife, 1 a.m. I'm annoying. Which
You'll have to work on that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever stop though. Anyways, I did want to talk about this. In my world, there is the starting out band where you're trying to sound good, and then eventually you sound good, and then you start learning mic control, and then you learn mic control, and then it's about stage presence, and then all of a sudden you got the whole package, and everybody's coming out, and you're like, wow, we finally did it. You guys are at that point, and what I mean by that is, one, it is really tough to get a gig here at the garages.
Yes.
And this Friday you're coming out. Not only is it hard to get a gig at the garages, they expect a lot. It's hard to get a gig on the big stage, and it's hard to get a Friday. Like, those three things are like, that means that you're doing it right. So congratulations on all your success. How long have you guys been together?
Not very long.
Yeah.
You know,
There we go.
I think, you know,
Well,
you could.
they're married, so a long time.
Yeah, we've been together a long time. Yeah, Dave and
long
I have
time.
Dave and
A
I,
long
Actually, our
time.
son, so.
yeah, Dave and I have been seeing each other on the side.
It's all family.
Yeah,
So it's an interesting story. So this band, I think, is coming up on 3 years.
3 years.
This
So
group.
Yeah.
Minus Phil, our keyboard
Well,
player.
we haven't
He's not
mentioned
Right.
Phil.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel bad,
We
so
will.
there's-
Yeah.
We'll
Okay.
mention him now, or we're all in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Phil, you're awesome.
Phil, you're
Phil,
awesome.
you're the
So
best.
Phil, our keyboard player, I met him through a friend, Ryan Neal, years ago, and I kind of brought him into the band when I did some changing about 4 years ago, and I brought Phil with us, and Phil was just amazing, right?
Yes,
The guy
totally
does-
amazing.
The guy does our harmonies, and he's really why we harmonize so well. He'll sit there and give us all the,
Yep.
everything we need, you know.
Stops rehearsal.
Stops it dead, so now we're all on,
No,
you
no,
know.
no.
Yeah.
So,
No, here's your note.
without mentioning, he is really, I can't play this thing.
Yeah.
He's really, it's nice to have him.
Yep.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
No more about you,
So,
Phil.
good-
We're done.
Go on.
So anyway, yeah, like 3 years ago, and we did the Cliffhangers were around before that, and you know we played the Rose Festival and the Bite, and things like that, big stages at big events, and you know it became time for a change. And I think at that time our bass player Andy was, you know, he needed to head off to do something else, and through I think a mutual acquaintance.
Jason Moore.
Jason Moore, yeah. Here comes Dave.
Dave was on.
You know, and it was an instant. You know, honestly, it was. You know, I hate to say this. It was love at first sight, not sight, but listen. Sound. Yeah,
There we
yeah.
go.
It's true.
No,
But that's
you
what
know,
it was.
It's true.
I'll fight there too. Come on.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the off the side thing. But for a drummer, you got to have a bass player you can work with, and for the same for a bass player. I mean, you got to be able to work together, and you got to be able to like each other. And you know, there's going to be ups and downs, and that's just life, and that's part of being a family, which this whole band is a family. So that was really cool that he came in at that time, and we were kind of still retooling, and I knew that Dave had played in Cars Tribute Band with Phil.
Nice.
And he was playing in Phil's original band,
Fankel.
Phil Fankel.
Fankel Club.
Yeah, that's for Phil.
CDs along the line.
And so I'm like, hey, you know, maybe get Phil to come into the band.
Yeah,
And-
no, I want to fill the band right away.
Yeah, and
That
so-
was- I drug him in.
Yeah, so Dave worked on that, and Phil came over and interviewed us.
Basically, yes.
Yeah. But he stayed.
And
So that's the
back
key.
then, Mary was singing sharing vocals
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
another person and being one of her kind of front and center.
Yeah.
So we kind of brought Phil in, we pushed her out there, and
Yep.
history.
Yeah. So basically, that to answer your question
Yeah.
in a very long way.
Yeah.
3 years, and it was 2000 December of 2019. We kind of put this together. Our first gig was in January of 2020. So we did that at the old garages, and then I don't want to say that my birthday was the ground zero of COVID, but apparently right after my birthday party, COVID started, and then that was it. I mean, that was talk about letdown for venues, for bands, restaurants. I mean, all businesses really, you know, and struggling through that. And I was talking earlier with Shane about that and trying, you know, in those downturns of COVID where they let you actually open back up with all these restrictions, trying to play to 6 people.
I remember then when it was really COVID was strong. We had to divide the dance floor, and you couldn't step out of your square. The bartenders every hour had to go wipe down all the tables, even if nobody was there. It was just to make sure. I had to run around and ask everybody to put on a mask.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to do that. That's tough.
I got so much feedback
Oh,
from
I'm
that
sure you
too.
We played one venue a couple times, and they had hung plexiglass
Oh yeah.
in front of the stage to separate the band, so the band could be maskless if they wanted to, and I mean there was no room. I mean you literally had to shimmy your way
Yeah.
through these panels of plexiglass, The mains were on the outside of the plexiglass, but all the amps, the drums, the monitors were all on the inside of the plexiglass. So it'd be like going into a 10 by 15 room with live walls and playing loud, and it was terrible. I mean, they did what they had to do, but as far as a performer goes, it was tough.
Yeah, I remember so much about that time. We had to limit people coming in, so if a show started getting close to 50, we had to stop it, and some shows that went well over 100 and you couldn't stop it, we had to reschedule, and then a lot of people disappointed. Here's what I'll say about the fans. Every fan that came out was so awesome to say, I just want to just thank you guys for coming out and playing. I know it's a long line at the bar, but I'm just happy to be out. I know you're running around saying, put on my mask, and I keep forgetting when I leave the table to put on my mask. And I would kind of create this, hey, I'm sorry, can you put on your mask? And so many people are like, you're absolutely right, I forgot. And thank you to everybody who has come out and supported bands at that time. They tipped more than ever to make up for all the people, and you guys are awesome. Fans of music, you guys rock. So Friday you have a show here.
Friday the 18th.
What time does it start?
8?
Yeah, we go on at 8 o'clock. I think they have some live music out in there. We're here at the garages doing this.
Pre-game.
Pre-game.
Courtyard out there.
Yeah, out in the courtyard they have some live music going on, but in the main room it starts at 8 o'clock. I think we go to 11:30.
Yeah.
11:30. And what are tickets? They're online less and then at the door more?
Yes, yeah. If you go online early, at least the day before the show, you'll get a better discount. And there are no fees, nothing that you have to pay extra versus coming the day of the gig.
And definitely reserve your table. I'm looking out right now, and tonight there's a band, and I see so many reservations that definitely reserve a table. Don't just stop by, get the best seat in the house.
Yes.
There is something really cool that they do here. There's a back little area that is right up front. You get the high table, high chair, and awesome.
Yeah, this is a great venue, by the way, and we really like playing here. I mean, they take care of us very well, and then the facility's awesome. They've done such a good job with this facility, making it friendly to performers and to the audience too.
Their sound system's amazing. Their sound guy is amazing.
The lights.
Yeah. Even right now, I'm kind of burning up. I was wearing all this, but now I'm burning up. And you're right, they have a back patio that's covered, and holy cow, the space here. I don't know capacity, but I'm estimating 300 plus people.
Yeah.
It's probably the nicest place I've ever played. Honestly,
Yeah.
one of the better places I've played indoors. And I've played a few places, and this is just like, the stage is huge. We can run around a little bit and have some fun.
Yep, huge stage. Yeah.
Huge stage.
All these monitors. The garages back in Beaverton was a great place, but bring it out to Lake Oswego, they stepped it up.
Good move.
We approve.
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, my name is Portland, and these are the Cliffhangers.
Come out and see
Friday,
us
November
Friday.
18th. Woo!
I'm
See you
on.
there.